We're not even out of March yet, and we're having some unusually mild weather, and we don't have any frost predicted here for at least 2 weeks. So we decided to unwrap our bananas, and we were quite pleasantly surprised that they look quite healthy. They've got a little bit of rot on, but the straw we found was quite wet when we took it off, and I think if we'd left it on, I think we would have had some rotting on the bananas. Now, we've also gone and collected a van load of horse manure, and I've been spreading this on around the plants, and I've been dumping it in my planters as well, and the bananas especially seem to absolutely love it. You'll find if you're looking for manure that there are quite a lot of stables that just want to get rid of it because they don't know what to do with it. And our supplies, the lady gives us to it free, and she's very pleased for us to go and remove some of her giant heap. I think it's really good for leaf growth, and during the summer when you want to get a lot of foliage, it really does give them a boost. We use this and chicken pellets. Towards the end of the season we use some different stuff, more tomato feeds, because we're looking to not get the leaf growth but actually have the tomato feed the roots of the plants so that they're strong over the winter. I have heard that this can burn the roots of plants, but we've honestly not witnessed anything like that at all. It's all good. Now, we've been watching some other tropical gardening videos, and we've taken some advice from Jungle George, he's got a wonderful tropical garden, and it's well worth looking up his channel if you've not seen it. And he's got some jubaeas, I think they are, which are very similar to these beauties, and he's mounting them up on the borders rather than planting them in the soil. And this is what I'm doing here. We decided we'd take some of his advice, and we decided to lift this buta out, fill the hole back with manure and horticultural grit, and then tread it down well, and then just plant him more or less on top of that. He's only a few inches in, and build the soil up round him. And the theory is, if you've got a plant that needs a lot of drainage, they're better sitting above the soil slightly so that the water can drain away. And especially with our soil, which is dreadful clayey type soil. And what I'm doing here is just mixing it in, so when he does stick his roots down, he'll at least get a good start. But mixing the grit in and the soil in all together. And we're going to try this and see how it does. I'm very tempted to use this technique on my front border, which I dug a load of bamboo out of, because it's a mound already, and I can't afford to dig out tons and tons of clay soil, and I think I'm just going to plant the plants more or less on top of it and build the soil up around them with decent compost and manure and grit, so that it can drain away from the roots. I've got two of these beauties, and I did one of them I was sold as Beautia capitata, and the other one was odorata, but I've since found out that the capitata is just a mislabelling that's quite common in nurseries, and there aren't really any capitatas in the UK. They're all odoratas. The capitata is only found in a small area of Brazil, and it was a bit of a mess up with nurseries growing them, thinking that they were growing capitata, but they were actually growing Beautia odorata. So I've got two the same, so I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the other one. Probably stick him out the front. Now, one problem if you're using straw to wrap your bananas is what to do with the straw, because it's very, very slow to rot down. It takes a couple of years. So we've trying to get rid of it. We've stuck a bit in our brown bin and get the council to take it. They'll take it up to the composting site and they can rot down there. And we're also using it a little bit of it in our compost, but it has to be layered with other stuff, because if you put it in its own, you empty the bin out and you find it hasn't really decomposed at all. Now this is the first year outside for this particular banana. This is Sycamensis, and we were quite pleased that he looks quite healthy as well.